lot of players use melee as their secondary weapon, but did you know that some melee weapons actually make you play worse? This video I'll share with you the best melee weapons to use, and how to use them properly like a pro in Call of Duty Mobile. If you are running straight forward to the enemy, they'll definitely kill you instantly, which is why you need to know the right movements. Let's start with fixing our movements. Well, instead of running straight forward, what you instead need to do is move in a side-by-side pattern just like the zigzag movement. There are two ways you can do this. The first way is when an enemy is within long-range distance, you'll have to slide your joystick from left to right while in a forward position. The second way you can do this movement is when an enemy is close. Unlike earlier, you don't have to forward your joystick when moving from left to right. This is so the enemy has a hard time shooting you. You should also turn on quick knife in the settings to kill your enemies faster behind their backs. But movements are useless if you don't know the right melee weapons to use. But before that, take a look at the difference between these two. As you can see, the karambit has a shorter range than the katana, which means that the katana is better than the karambit, right? Well, not quite, since different types of melee weapons are used in different ways. For example, if you're using sniper as your primary weapon, you need to use karambit, folding knife, machete, shovel, and assault knife. These melee weapons are good for speed boosting and knife switching to use your sniper smoothly. Talking about knife switching, you shouldn't use the axe because it is slow in its full raise animation. Here is the side-by-side comparison between the axe and the folding knife. You can easily see that the axe, despite its long-range distance, has a slower raise time. So if you want to have a faster raise time, use small melee weapons like karambit and butter knife. But these weapons are very noisy, which could lead to your death if you are playing search and destroy. But what actually is the best melee weapon that doesn't give out noise? Well, the boxing gloves is one of these types of weapons that is quiet. Take a look at the side-by-side comparison of the boxing gloves and karambit. Unlike the karambit, boxing gloves is far better in being stealthy. Did you know there is actually an underrated melee weapon that is both quiet and fast in raise time? The weapon I am talking about is the glowing stick. Not many people know that this weapon is actually better than the karambit. You can also use the machete if you want a weapon for speed boosting and doesn't give out loud noises, but you'll have a harder time killing the enemy with this. This is why I recommend using the spear. Just like the glow stick, it is fast in its raise time and drop time, while also being quiet. Pro tip: you should also make sure that you have turned on aim assist in the settings, since this significantly makes you better. Also, you need to always focus the middle of the screen on the enemy following the body whenever it tries to move so that you don't accidentally hit nothing. In order for you to aim better, use the settings button as your crosshair. Go to HUD and place it in the middle of the screen for better crosshair placement. If you are using a sniper and have the wrong perks used for melee, your gameplay will suck. The best perks to use with your sniper as your main weapon are Amped, Hardwire, and Quick Fix. For being stealthy, you should use Skulker, Ghost, and Dead Silence as your perks. If you are rushing the enemies with melee in open spaces, you'll get shot at immediately. This is a big mistake that most players make. Instead, you need to go to indoor spaces, since these are the best places to abuse your melee. But you cannot use your melee properly if you cannot see your enemies. Well, did you know you can change your graphics from looking like this to this? Click this video to get high graphics and FPS. Like and subscribe.